Hey, what's up, everybody? Frederick Poke here. So I've read some posts from some friends of mine. Had a few hit me up. You know, some tough conversations today. You know, that's kind of the that's one of the I don't want to say drawbacks, but when you kind of put out essays on philosophy or your thoughts on how the world should be, uh, people tend to ask you, "Hey, man, what should I do?" You know, and the reason it was tough today is, I talked to a few people I'd served with, and the refrain from a couple of them that were really into it. I mean, it was pretty rough. It was like, "Hey, man, what the hell was it all for? You know, why the hell did we even sign up if this is the way we're going to be?" And the hard part is at times like this, you don't, hell, you don't really have a good answer. And the way I am is like, I don't want, because I've been in those places where it's been bad. You know, I don't want to keep people there. My initial instinct or impulse is to try to pull them back out, give them some hope. I mean, the thing is, like, I all I had for them was, well, it mattered to you, and that means something. And really, it never quite feels like that's enough. But I mean, it really that's, but it is, I guess. Well, maybe it's not, but I mean, it means something. You know, these values, these things you care about. The country we want to live in spite of all the, well, in spite of everything, it does mean something. You know, and if there's anything that I could try to grab onto to get us through however long this is going to take, whether it's, I don't know, 2 years, 4 years, whatever it is, but it will end. You know, of that, I'm almost certain it'll end. And it won't end like we think it will. Hell, it won't turn out like we think it will. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be worse. It's just, we don't know how it's going to go. And that's kind of life in general. I was talking to my sister, and she's, well, this 3-year plan or the 5-year thing I got isn't valid anymore, and I don't know what to do. And I told her, I was like, you just got to focus on today, what you're doing this week and right now. And whatever happens, we'll deal with it when it comes. Because like I told her, we live in a pretty good house size, size-wise. And we didn't have that for a long time. Actually, we lost it after my dad got cancer. And just before he died, he took out a second mortgage, and, that was that. Took my mom about a year in getting an attorney to have the good bankruptcy instead of the worst one. But we didn't have a family home for about, 25 years. And we just kind of got lucky with timing the market in Denver. We bought it during the pandemic, right before the upswing happened. And we just happened to get it from a guy that was wanting to pick up stakes and move somewhere else. So he lowered it twice. And then here we are. But I was telling her, she was worried about, oh, we might lose the house. We might lose the house. But I said, no. I mean, maybe, depending on how all this shakes out. But I said, the other thing that might be happening is you got friends that are single moms, and, father of the children ain't paid a cent in child support. And they're working in industries that if the downturn's bad enough, well, it's going to hurt. It's like we might not be faced with the situation of losing our house. We might be faced with the situation of we got friends that have nowhere else to turn and we got to take them in. People whose lives have been, been smashed against the shoals, for lack of a better analogy. And that going to the VA and seeing all these veterans and hearing from folks that, I served with, it was just kind of one of those days. But that's the thing. I mean, the only thing you can really hold on to in any of this stuff is who you are and what you stand for and what you're trying to do. And, sometimes you do that in spite of the world because that all means something to you. And sometimes that's all I got to hang on to. And that's all the advice I got to give, even though it doesn't seem like a lot. It's just the way you move through it. It's just tiring because it seems like we're going in and out of that for the past 10, 15 years. And it's exhausting. And you think, oh man, one more damn time? Yeah. One more time. The hell, maybe that's life. Maybe it's always been that way. And we just never realized it until we got in it. I don't know. That's what I'm going to try to keep doing. Even if every once in a while I got to listen to some soul music and sip a little whiskey just to get through the day. There's going to be rough days. Real rough days. But a victory, even getting through it is a victory. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your values. We'll get through this. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Keep the faith. Defend democracy. And I'll see you later.